Welcome back to the ESL Pro League, ladies and gentlemen. You just witnessed Forrest showing off his excellent CSGO mechanics in the Betway aim challenge, something that I'm really bad at. I can't surf.
What time did you get?
I didn't get a time.
Oh.
I can't surf.
Well.
So instantly there I lost. It was a disaster. We do have another map coming up. EnVyUs are trying to get one back over FaZe Clan. It's going to be Nuke. We kind of teased it might be Mirage.
It was all clickbait.
All clickbait. You've been debated. I'm sorry, but it is going to be Nuke. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how these teams perform on it. Especially, I think for FaZe, we've talked about this. Kind of the overwhelming storyline for FaZe is that they're finding their identity. Well, Nuke is a map where you certainly need to have a bit of identity if you're going to be able to get some wins.
I think this is really good for FaZe, though. I mean, I just look at the way Nuke plays out as a map, the ability to control outside, use those scopes. I mean, you just look down the list of the players on FaZe and go, great. Nuke on paper should be a playground for a lot of these guys individually. Now, the reason why I say individually is because the way FaZe have been playing a whole lot has been based on individual plays, individual mechanics.
Yep.
They're not necessarily doing a lot of plays that bank on teamwork. They do have it, but that's kind of the second tier. As long as that one player, that one person in that spot can just run out and find that headshot, that's pretty much job done for them. The flash and stuff right now, that's all stuff that's in the works, it's in practice, they're trying it, but we are seeing mistakes here and there. So for FaZe, if they can just run around outside and take that control and not worry about those flashes and those smokes, they should have a field day. Of course, it gets a little bit tough on the T side where you are going to need those smokes to be able to zone off the AWP of Envy, but overall, I think FaZe with just the individual skills should just be able to have a bit of a runaround.
And it is online, you know, and when you do see these online tournaments, you kind of do get a bit more of an individual performance, perhaps not as polished, perhaps not as set play, team orientated. So for FaZe, that definitely is something that they can work on because you do have that star power. You do have the people who can just run away with rounds and provide some excellent footage for you to then clip away and find for yourself. So I do think that, like Nuke here, it's a swift change of pace from what we were expecting from FaZe in the second map. But certainly a map that if they come into this and just put Envy to the dirt, then that's a scary proposition for the rest of Europe.
I mean, basically what we're trying to say is we don't want to use the phrase mix because mix has a bit of a negative connotation to it, and that's not the case at all.
No, we're definitely not using that term at all.
Well, we are kind of hinting towards basically kind of just that loose style, that off-the-cuff stuff. We're just going to be looking at them. I don't know, where would you go with it?
Well, the thing we talked about earlier was the fact that Olaf loves that loose style. He loves to just be able to walk around the map. And actually, on train, we saw that Nico was doing it quite a lot, actually. Really just being
so many good spots. Like, I kind of went out on a limb and was always like, Envy, come on, you're letting them do so much.
And so if Olaf and Nico are able to kind of just be chimps in that playground, swinging from piece to piece, then that is just a scary thought for EnVyUs because they will have to shut that down. You know, Carrigan has been the person who's been able to take things that have been set up by Nico, by Rain, by Olaf, and then make the right call from it. You know, kind of these variable lists. Okay, if A happens, then we do B, C, or D, depending on what happens, and you make that call in the split second.
He's just reacting on the fly, right?
Exactly.
And that's exactly what you need Carrigan to be in this scenario.
And that's what FaZe have to their benefit, is the fact that they have players like Rain, they have players like Olaf and Nico who can open up these holes in the defense of their opponents and really just rain terror. Now, we've kind of run this narrative, this storyline of EnVyUs being a consistent entity. And I think that, you know, seeing that they performed fairly well on train, slips towards the end. Perhaps the consistency wasn't quite there in the last 2 rounds, but it definitely kind of allows for FaZe to test their mettle. Mirage, if it was to have been Mirage, would have been a landslide. You know, FaZe, that's a very simple map. It's a map that everyone is very well adjusted to. It's and EnVyUs, their stat, well, we teased it, so might as well say it, is that they've won 40% of their last 5 games in 2017 alone. 40% on LAN. They have not won a single offline map. 2 of those played in 2017, and they haven't played for Mirage recently whatsoever. So
it's kind of why we're so excited for Mirage.
Yeah, it was a great play by FaZe if there was to be the map. But you know, they've got this big buffer. They're solely in the lead. You know, they've played the most games out of anyone so far in the Pro League. They're head and shoulders currently above, you know, second place. So they've got this buffer that they can kind of play with, and I love this. You know, like you mentioned, double AWP setup. the lucidity that is the fluidity, kind of the looseness, that's the word I'm looking for, of Olaf and you know, Nico and Rain, when they can really just shake their shoulders and relax.
I think kind of going back to just the kind of rankings, the fact that FaZe have got wins, the beauty of Pro League is every win counts.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything you can get means something, and it's such a drawn-out league that you do see a lot of teams towards the end or towards the start having to really flag, especially towards the end, in fact, that's actually by far probably the much stronger point, is that you see teams suddenly sprinting for wins going, right, we actually need these now to make playoffs. Yep. So if FaZe can start off strong right here, right now, get themselves just another win, and remain flawless within this season of ESL Pro League, then they are looking happy days as they make their road to Odense.
We'll have to see what they can do, especially not quite happy with some of the losses they've had, you know, up against Big and whatnot, but we will be jumping onto Nuke for this second map, and it is going to be FaZe heading it up once more on that T side. EnVyUs with a chance to defend, perhaps could give them that rock that they didn't quite have in the previous game on Train. They're able to get the ball rolling. Scream pushing up aggressively here. It's going to be a bloodbath and a trade back and forth. XMS, though, wins it, and that is going to be the man advantage over to EnVyUs.
Huge teething problems right now to start for FaZe. Olafmeister is going to turn it on his head as he does find the return kill, dealing with Happy, shutting him down before he can get going. Sixer swings him from above, denies the plant. XMS, another for him. Sixer with a kill on top. Olafmeister returns with a double. Somehow he's been able to find the kill and make it a 1v1. Taps away at the head of Sixer, tackles the beast. FaZe, a pistol out of nowhere, saved by a quadra kill from Olafmeister.
MVP RPK maybe. A bit of a backstab as far as damage is concerned. A pause going to come out very quickly. I do think that's fair enough. We need a breather. That was a little bit too intense, but FaZe certainly going to be very happy with their ability to take that away. Currently going to be buying up here, and I do wonder if this is a pause coming out. It's actually a technical pause coming through, so clearly someone not quite feeling right here, and so they will be looking to fix that up. But wow, Olaf, those are the kind of plays that, the star power that Olaf brings to a team. So exciting to see him now on that FaZe banner.
Not only that, but that's 3 out of 4 pistols, if I recall. So that's going to be something that really, well, it stings for Envy.
Yeah, no, that's something that Envy going to have to definitely start to fix. Yeah, 3 out of 4 so far have gone over to FaZe.
Karrigan looking in towards Vent. Actually pretty crucial here, as those pistols are going to look to kind of sneak themselves around a few places here and there. So Karrigan being in Vent already is actually so useful, as he can pop up, he can pop down, he can aid his team as they're all moving out on towards B, and just stop anyone from Envy just rearing their way through, just causing problems with these Deagles. Gets a little bit baited out by Happy, but still there you have it. He's already finding one, doing damage on towards the second. Nico now filling his shoes. All starts to fall into place.
Yep, RPK Scream going to be pushing towards the site, but he gets taken down by Karrigan, and it just leaves Scream with a CZ to try and push onto the side and take down 4. Really not a task that you expect him to pull off. Perhaps 1, but that's really about it. And never mind, Guardian able to find the backstab. So 2-0 over to FaZe. The momentum that EnVyUs has kind of been swarming with when they've been looking their best, it's been via momentum. That's going to be shut down early by FaZe, and I think that mentality perhaps something to talk about, because, you know, FaZe, they have certainly looked very good when they've been storming, but when they started to slip and slide, those pauses have been necessary to really get them back into the running for this. And FaZe, they need to continue to hold that mentality for themselves, or at least regain it. Karrigan spraying through, perhaps would have heard the shots connecting. It's currently just Rain cleaning up with his UMP, really just getting banked. RPK won't be able to find that cheeky, and it's just Scream left down the vent, and they know he's there. Easy peasy, 3-0, let the fun begin.
Remind you of another map, because this was exactly like the last FaZe. They start off strong with a pistol, they connect the next 2, now it's all about that buy. Envy already going to be getting up the rifles, of course. Have a choice in AWP on towards Sixer. He's going to be contemplating it yet again. Last time he went for a rifle, but this time CT side, AWP, the much better call. But where's he going to play it towards? Are we looking towards that sort of outside aggression? Is going to be up towards Catwalk and such? And what's the decision going to be?
Does look like he's going to be holding up towards Catwalk here. FaZe currently playing with time as they work out exactly what they want to do. Olaf perhaps to punch a hole towards the A site. There's just Nico looking up towards heaven. You won't see Sixer just yet.
FaZe basically looking to try and get a feel of how EnVy are playing. They've sent out a few different probes here and there. Nico with the jump spot, just checking for any sort of quick aggressive peaks from that EWP, but they've got nothing back, no response. So with that said, they now more than likely know there's either someone up watching it from heaven or just playing close with the rifles. That play means that they're just going to be going for a quick, swift ramp push, walking right into the arms of XMS, who's not blind at all, may it be noted, as he gets himself a kill, then scarpers to the hills.
This does definitely hurt FaZe's aggression here. And look at Happy lurking outside as well. XMS up close will find 1-2. Looking for a third and he gets it! XMS! 4 frags and he really just shuts down FaZe's attempt there. They were not able to do anything. And once more, it's that flash just not quite connecting that really opens things up for XMS to play with.
Doing just so much in those past rounds. Really an integral part of the way EnVyUs have been able to wake up. Holding tightly now on towards Sixer once again, looking to see if he's going to take the peak this time around. Nico, of course, already going for the straight smoke. Denying anything he can. Sixer, though, same spot, and because no one knows he's up there, really, it's going to be something that you can't really utilize because of the wall of smokes, but at the same time, if they raptor towards the left, I guess he could have got something, but at the end of the day, being zoned off by FaZe isn't exactly ideal. Molly stopping FaZe from taking the adventure they were hoping for, though, makes things a little bit more problematic. Karrigan walking through, quickly dealt with by RBK.
He's going to be Happy breaking his way onto the B site, ready if FaZe were to try and make their way in. Rain just probing through, and Scream, though, holding off Olaf Meister. And once more, FaZe have been denied entry anywhere. Rain able to take down Happy, though. Just finds him in rotation. RBK lurking in between two, but he doesn't quite know it. Very risky for him to even peek and look for the frag. And it is going to be Guardian popping around the corner, just out of sight. Suddenly, advantage over to FaZe here, and where are they going to take the bomb is the question. They're rotating out. Looks like they're going towards the A site instead. Going to try and out-rotate EnVyUs.
Ah, Sixer, he had a chance with the EWP, but misses it both with the pistol and that aforementioned weapon, meaning things just got dark. Now that bomb can get around towards the site. Sure, they could try and stop it. XMS actually got himself here within just the nick of time. Ooh. But Guardian wins that battle too. EnVyUs, two chances messed up. Sixer now going for the no-scope, looking complete towards the wrong place. Sure, catches him off as he drops around from behind. But this is a 1v2. Has to go for the plant, 10 seconds, but they get that in just within the space, denying Sixer from being able to get the jump on them. Now he's got to make a play, but he has no idea where to look. No idea where to be scared of. He's backed into a corner. He does have a smoke and a flash, does have a kit.
He's likely just to save this AWP here, Flakes. If it was on the A site, then perhaps the hero play was made, but the fact that they rotated back down towards B just made it impossible for Sixer to deal with. Will they prod towards the CT site here to try and steal it? Looks like they are going to. Flashbang goes out. He misses the shot. Sixer falls back. He's going to try and smoke himself off and hold on to this AWP as long as possible, but time's a ticking. Finds one. Can he get the second? Jumping through the smoke. It looks like he's just bought himself the time. Rain can't spray it. A very big win, you could say, for EnVyUs to hold that AWP in their inventory. No, they don't really have the money to buy in and force up here. They are going to be saving once more, but that AWP holding the outside channel can definitely put that cog in the works for FaZe.
You'd be surprised what a single AWP can do. I mean, we did see it in the last map, for example, when AWP got itself 2 kills before being taken down. And it does create an opportunity for these pistols, these deagles. They have a shot around. Nothing is impossible in Counter-Strike. I've seen madder things happen. Sixer opting for a much more aggressive route of play here, instead just looking right down in towards FaZe. But they're not giving him anything. He can hold it all he wants. Olaf Meister may become a credible target. But the shot is missed, and that is where the cookie will crumble. FaZe, 5 rifles, a complete mismatch in firepower on paper. And they're already gaining a fair chunk of map control, moving out towards outside. Olaf Meister just going to be lurking around these doorways. Sixer still looking for just a little bit more. But he hasn't been given an inch.
I do like this slow play from FaZe. EnVyUs must be feeling it. That AWP pushed up so close to the action, but it hasn't seen it. FaZe are really just baiting EnVyUs into misstepping. There's going to be timer ticking though. It's 50 seconds left to execute here. Everyone's starting to rotate, and Sixer decides to go downstairs. That's a trade. trade that EnVyUs will like. Coming back up on the ladder. Where will FaZe decide to go? It looks like they're trying to get themselves in towards this A site. Sixter watching one angle. Doesn't quite spot the bomb being picked up there. And they are now making their way down to B. 25 seconds. Happy's going to be up close and personal. If he opens that door and finds the frag as the bomb's being planted, that could put a spanner into the works. Sixers here as well. FaZe, they need to get this bomb planted, and there it is. That is going to be Guardian trading out, but the bomb still has not been planted. Oh, Guardian keeps it alive, and that's the AWP taken out of play. That would have been the miracle there if Sixer was able to shut it down as he stood, but it was not to be. FaZe 5.
Slicing through the B site like a warm knife through butter. FaZe, especially Guardian to be honest, make mincemeat of their opposition all in all. Envy, now with the opportunity of course to at least invest. You have to give credit to Envy, they did do a fair bit with those pistols, but at the end of the day, these are the rounds that count into round 7. Got yourself 5 rifles, a famous on XMS, but 5 rifles nonetheless. Utility a bit sparse across Scream, Sixer and RPK, but for the most part, you have enough to work with. Guardian already going for a very aggressive peek though. Doesn't get anything off of it, but the information, just the ability to show that he's going aggressive is a big win. Rain gets the frag anyway, so it's all looking positive for the FaZe clan lineup.
Sixer is pushed up close here. Will he be spotted or anticipated? Such a tight angle to really be able to be effective. So many places he can be peeked from. FaZe were to make their way down. Flashbangs avoided. If he's able to find one just to trade, that could be good for the side of EnVyUs. But they need to find their roots back into this matchup here, Flakes. They can't afford to go too long. Yes, it's been a slow burner for EnVyUs so far in this series, but it's not really what you want to rely on. Oh, XMS up close. Oh, he's found 2! Nico! Where was your gun? That is just not good for FaZe. Another mistake, going to just give it right back over to EnVyUs. Now they're up against the wall, 45 seconds, and Sixter still lurking in that position. Will not be checked for sure. Here comes Olaf. XMS once more. It's just the hero that his team needs. He's going to find another. Can he get the 5th? Can he get the ace? That's the question. It's XMS and a FAMAS. It's Rain running away with the bomb in hand. It will be Sixer to shut down FaZe. But man, XMS once more. Look at that score, 13-0 and 5. The rest of his team just sitting on scraps. XMS is here to play on Nuke.
He may well be a man with his backpack on right now for his team, but at the end of the day, Envy are still stuck on just 2 rounds in comparison to FaZe's 5. So for Envy, they do have to wake up. XMS can be doing as much as he wants. He can be doing wonders for his team. But they got to step up and play around that. Otherwise, at the end of the day, they're still going to be stuck on 2. They're still going to be getting 1 round here and there, but FaZe will eventually get themselves a 10-5 or something like that if the current trend continues to unfold. So Envy do still have to step up.
How many aces can you hold is the question.
It's a big ask, having him get that many kills. I mean, a quadra kill on a buy round in itself. It's not something that's going to repeat itself.
The odds definitely stacked up against EnVyUs despite a stellar performance from XMS. Could just be enough to inspire the troops here, Flakes. Certainly, EnVyUs fans will be hoping for it. Get behind XMS. He will lead you to the victory. 2-5. A reset potential that EnVyUs just cannot face right now. FaZe certainly know that if they're able to win this next round, that puts them in a solid place for the rest of the half here. Going to be that Molotov going over towards Happy. Is able to avoid the damage though. FaZe now poking around the outside without smokes. Something a little bit different here. At least not that big smoke screen. XMS once more. He spotted Karrigan. Looking for more. Guardian though able to take him down. Perhaps not as patient as he needed to be. Sixter on the other side of the smoke, and Olaf hasn't spotted him yet. Sixter. He's going to spot Olaf with no gun. Oh dear, FaZe. You need to bring guns to these fights. You cannot bring your fists. And once more, it's gone wrong for FaZe. 4-2, 24 seconds.
They could save this though. They've got the crushing play from Nico coming in from outside, as well as his teammate joining him up above. He does get the first kill.
Look at the bomb though. It's on the other side of the map.
That's where it crumbles, really. I mean, everything is there for them to be able to start connecting these shots. But, as you said, Raise, a valid point within time, they're playing these rounds so far down the clock. They're giving themselves not many out potentials when things do go wrong, which they have been now, twice in a row. Bear in mind as well, for Envy, twice in a row they've used positions that are kind of up in the air, kind of hidden away. You look at Shroud, for example, on Cash. We look at the barrels over on towards Ramp.
It's
close catwalk up towards Marshmallow.
Exactly. It's EnVyUs almost showing their cards in a matchup. FaZe, they have all the building blocks available to them. With this roster to be such a formidable team to fear, EnVyUs right now have been gifted a sledgehammer in the form of XMS. Knock down those building blocks, put doubt into the FaZe roster early, perhaps just solidify yourself. Gonna be Rain pushing forth once more. Double AK in play for FaZe, but it's just the pistols after that. Sixer up in heaven looking to spray down. There's 3 ready to try and trade. Carrigan finds 1 before Rain loses his life to Happy. And Sixer going to be spotted out by Carrigan. Ooh, that's an M4 1 over. Makes things a little bit more difficult.
Such a fruitful play from Carrigan to get himself that far developed towards outside, tucked in, gets 1 kill, but then the lack of awareness from Envy to be able to respond to that allows him for the second as well. That's a mistake from Envy to give him that. Now with that said, more weapons to be picked on up. Happy does secure a return kill on towards Guardian, but you can't help but feel like FaZe have been gifted this 3v3.
Oh,
Nico
no.
just another. It starts to spiral out of control from here.
And with XMS already dead, that's just such an issue for EnVyUs, considering the fact that the rest of the team just aren't fragging yet. They haven't woken up as far as this map is concerned. 40 seconds left. FaZe need to make sure that they don't burn the clock too far. RPK going to be holding very close onto the A site as Olof rounds on through. And that's a quick shot for Olof. Only Scream tucking himself away, but Carrigan going to be spotted, and now his position is revealed. Trying to find Olof. 18 seconds left. Scream will be taken down, and FaZe going to find a return.
The most unfortunate thing about that round for me is that Scream, I'm pretty sure he almost tapped on Olaf's head just through the wall of heart, but the shots just don't quite go where he needed them to be. Taken down by Olaf Moister in that final 1v1, looking through the window. Exactly where Olaf wanted him to be. Does give FaZe their 6th.
Crucial plays. Both Olaf and Carrigan alike able to open that up with XMS out of the picture early in an M4 in Carrigan's hands. Like you mentioned, just his ability. Perhaps envious questions about why that wasn't communicated.
I mean, he just puts himself in good situations. I mean, if you're Carrigan right now, you don't necessarily scream about his ability to hit shots and have firepower. You scream about the fact that he gets himself in those positions to be able to make those plays.
Yeah.
It's the charisma, it's the brains, more than the raw aim. Talking of raw aim, RPK, a crafty one on towards Rain.
Yeah, looking for another, but Olaf won't allow it. 4-3. Happy going to be all by himself, has Scream, the man with the M4, holding ramp. Can Sixer push forward? May not be expected in this position. Oh, almost finds Guardian's head, but not quite. Scream though, that's that M4 we talked about, and it's crucial because of the damage it can do. Finds 1, tags Guardian. FaZe are once more really letting this clock tick. There's another weapon in play, a rifle. EnVyUs could just save at this point, but seems like they're going to look for the hero play. There's no defuse kits, they don't have utility, that's the last of it. That flashbang that puts Scream onto the site. He's been spotted though through the crack of those silos, and that is him being fallen. FaZe will find another. I think perhaps EnVyUs could have invested those rifles into the next round. You look at their economy, it's not like they can have a buy, but...
If you want to, you can argue at both sides, right? You can argue that they can go for it. I mean, they made the right play in terms of actually approaching the retake, bunching up together. I mean, it was pretty transparent from FaZe's perspective that they knew someone would come from ramps. They were definitely aware because they knew that Happy had to rush for the rifle. So bunching up exactly what they needed to do. They had the right flash as well. Just the shots didn't quite work out for them in terms of dismantling that player top of heart. I mean, I get the perspective of saving, but no matter which way you look at it, EnVyUs already had that mindset of we just need rounds. Now, 2v3 is a clutchable situation.
Let's see what they can do here. This definitely not as dire as Train. Oh, XMS doesn't even feel the fire. He is on a hot plate for sure, but that might be taking it a little bit too literal. 8-3. That was a very quick one.
FaZe down and dirty, dealing with the pistols exactly how they should be. Just getting it done and dusted so they can continue to move on forward the plow. They try to murder Envy with every day of the week.
Yeah, this is it. Round 12. Rifles once more. Sixer with the AWP. Back to basics. FaZe going to be grouping up towards the outside here, but look at the amount of pressure that EnVyUs have put as well towards it. This is where XMS won rounds for EnVyUs just by taking over these setups that FaZe was so slow to executing. The smokes do go down and Sixer is pushed back. But it doesn't look like FaZe are really going to be trying to challenge further for the outside control. More just pushing, funneling EnVyUs to the positions they want to fight them.
FaZe right now, their mindset is, we're going to set up for our mollies. We're going to set up for our kind of utility-based execute. Those mollies are going to go raining down on towards A and be actually very difficult for EnVy to deal with. Sure, they throw their smoke and flash in response to try and deny that early hub take, but I mean, all things considered, FaZe, they're basically out on the site. It's all about that close-knit fight. Karrigan takes it down with a very early-on headshot, then looking for a second sixer. You're getting scalped right now. You got to fall back. You got to wait for your teammate, which sure, you do, but you've already lost 2. Where's your way back in? It's just not quite there. You have to back off. You have to play nice and slow. They haven't gone for the plant just yet, which is something that you have to your side. But notice how FaZe are still looking for opportunities, just not quite where you expect it.
Oh, Scream, Nico have faced off. That is
hey, buddy.
Not a sight you want to see. Sixer looking to spray down. AWP finds 1, but it's not enough against the 3, and that will be another point on the board for FaZe there. I love that silence before the storm that FaZe kind of set up there, very theatrical.
It's such a joy to watch them just pause things for a second and go, actually, you know what, instead of just taking the direct rule where we could actually lose this and we could start to give you a pretty big advantage, they go, you know what, we'll hold you here, we'll bait you, you can just hang there, it's all good, you can feel like you're in control because Nico's on his way. And
that's the thing that EnVyUs have been doing. Once they recognize that the side is going to be taken, they kind of just sit tight and wait. That's going to be Olaf shutting down that aggression. A pistol round that should very much likely go in the way of FaZe. And that's the adaptation from FaZe, is that they realize that EnVyUs frees up, ready for that bomb to be planted. They're not looking to make any more plays, and that allows FaZe the time to really just rotate, get themselves set up. It's such great shot calling from Karrigan and the rest of the team as well, just finding those positions. Like you mentioned, Nico has just been allowed to rotate silly. Something EnVyUs need to shut down here. The 14-point round here, 10-3. A round that EnVyUs desperately need to take home here. But it seems like a repeat story more than anything for EnVyUs.
Thing is, you look at this round, you go, it's so important, not just because of anything else, but you look ahead to the future, the pistol. If FaZe plan go 4 for 4 with these pistols in tonight's ESL Pro League, then you got a serious problem if you're Envy, because you're looking at what potentially could well be just game, set, finish before Envy even get to 4.
Yeah, it's not like EnVyUs have 6 points available to them at the end of the half. It's only a max of 5. They're able to take this one away. Definitely lessens the chances, the odds going into the second half here. FaZe once more, silently setting up, quietly waiting, lurking, smokes out. Once more, setting up. It's going to be that screen to stop any pushes coming out so they can fall back towards the A site here and challenge perhaps towards ramp or A.
RPK. Be a hero or die trying. That is literally the play he can make right now. He could walk on through and have a chance at a double, maybe even a triple, or he can wait and listen for all the information. Then run the risk of the site being overwhelmed and him being backstabbed. The smoke comes in, the aggression enters the fold. No. RPK goes through, finds one, a dip dive for a second, looking unlikely, but Screamers goes back. There you go, the drop comes in, RPK Scream doing wonders, doing it all for Envy. Guardian trying to trade things back, but Happy has got his number. A quick kill from Anorp to shut him down. It will be Envy getting themselves their 4th.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Well, no, EnVyUs will not allow it. Can't pull the same trick twice as EnVyUs. They will be able to hold their straws 4-10. They keep the guns in the economy. A double AWP setup for Sixer and Happy. Heading into the last round of this half. A point necessary for EnVyUs. As you mentioned, the pistols have been rolling the way of FaZe so consistently tonight, and they cannot afford to lose another on a scoreline like this. Sixer spotted out, rotates away. It's a quick play from the outside, and Rain instantly going downstairs. Through the smoke though, 6 Sense Happy! It's gonna be EnVyUs finding frags all across the map. The bomb has been stopped where it stands, and the information is swiftly in the hands of EnVyUs. Olaf and Guardian, the new additions to FaZe, they're gonna have to show their mettle right here. They want to bring back any hope of FaZe taking home this 15th round. Olaf is rotating, really got that backstab down, but Guardian is so isolated. Finds one. They are all on top of him. Another minute left on the clock. Plenty of time for Olaf to really get in position. I think he spotted, and he did. Maybe they do it. Maybe they do it indeed. Olaf finds another now, looking to go towards XMS. Can you believe this? FaZe from the ashes. That's where the Phoenix rises. It's a 2 versus 2, Flakes.
Breathing fire down their opposition. They played the clock. They knew they had over a minute to work with, so they were nice and slow. They allowed Olaf to get himself in a position to find himself too. He picked up a head that no one saw coming. Nobody even noticed it existed, but he found the gap. He made the play, and it pits them in this 2v2. The bomb has gone down. It is ticking. XMS trying to get himself in a good and sound position. But Olaf looking ready to hold off towards Happy. Meanwhile, Guardian, his attention is focused on towards XMS, waiting. Shots come in. Olaf not doing his job. Happy takes him down, but Guardian, well, it's going to be the Orb Deagle switch. Makes this a little bit more entertaining. Peeks around the corner, holds for it, gets himself one. Happy, last man standing. A frag grenade to toy with Molly as well. Potentially if he can pick it or not. The nade's so low.
He's going for the defuse. He's going to push forward. Guardian needs to peek now. 2 seconds. He stops the defuse. Oh, that's it! Guardians won the round for FaZe! And they're going to exit the half 11-4. What an investment. FaZe picks up Olaf and Guardian, and they will take home that round. 11-4. We're throwing it to a break, but you do not want to miss what happens next, as FaZe is going to be jumping to the T side. Well, how about that? Guardian and Olaf Meister just proving to the world exactly what they bring to FaZe Clan there. A round that looks so hopelessly lost for FaZe Clan. A 2 versus 5, but Flakes, they brought it right round. Very clean stuff from those men, really just showing the star power that they bring to the team. And if you're a FaZe Clan, I think you are putting banners across every wall right now. This is a team to watch.
This is one to keep your eyes peeled for. This is 2017 Counter-Strike, folks. This is the ESL Pro League. FaZe versus EnVy. This second half kicking off right here on your screens. It is 11-4 after one hell of a play. Let's see if FaZe can now take it 4-4 with these pistols.
Very interesting to see that Carrigan has invested literally nothing into this round.
He's gone for Kevlar.
The Kevlar. Okay, he's purchased it right towards the end. I missed it. And now, can FaZe make it 4-4? Okay, Rain, 1-2. Looking for the third. Can't quite clean it up, but RPK is going to peek once more. 4 HP. Okay, FaZe. That was some slick stuff from Rain. He's already done his job as far as holding that angle is concerned. Now he can allow for Nico to give it a shot. Trades the life. Olaf able to clean that up. These pistols have been so clean for FaZe, and it's just not a proposition that EnVyUs can deal with. This is going to look like 12-4, and very quickly goes towards that match point.
Happy. What are you going to do? You're holding in that corner. You're waiting for something, quite clearly. But when are you going to bite the bullet and just go for it? You got Sixer playing around. Peeking. Spots out Carrigan. Doesn't quite get to hit a few shots. Not the ones he needed anyway. Just hitting the shoulder, somewhat happy. Still frozen in motion. Praying there is no issue. They really are praying right now as he is stuck in a corner, refusing to bench a muscle. Sixer looking towards upper. Carrigan now dipping towards the left side of that wall. Just going to bait Sixer out, try and force a fight that's more favorable.
Sixer needs to win this duel. It's the only way he opens up into the round and allows EnVyUs to regain the bomb, but he's not able to. 12-4. That is now going to be a very difficult proposition for EnVyUs to face here. It looks like perhaps a technical pause coming out for EnVyUs as they lose a member from the server. But 12-4, likely to become 14-4 before any real competition is brought to Nuke. Yes, EnVyUs were able to, backs against the wall, start to bring those rounds back on train, but they have not really allowed any time for that ramp up that so historically they need.
Not only the ramp up, but the mentality of the team right now after that round. That's got to tug on a few heartstrings. The emotions are really going to be coming out to play right now. I mean, I'm going to answer the question that everyone's going to be thinking right now is, you know, can there be a rollback? Can we do the pistol again? Well, the likelihood is that wasn't noticed until a good way into the round when damage was done.
Yes.
Which means a rollback could well be off the table.
Yeah, it does seem like it's perhaps Happy having a bit of issues. Maybe that was why he was sitting tight, but we will just have to deal with it. This is online play, of course. Flakes does just everyday life for these guys in the ESL Pro League. Let's talk about that last round, I think, because it was such a spectacle of show from Guardian and Olaf. Olaf's ability to play that slow was what amazed me the most. In those rounds when you have your back up against the wall, when Guardian is surrounded by 3 men and he knows that they are closing in on him, Olaf is just doing his own thing on the other side of the map and relieving pressure bit by bit.
He's like, don't worry, guys, I got this. Like, and I know you're fighting a pretty hard battle on your own right now, but trust me, it'll all be worth it in the end. And I think that implies that his teammates have got faith in him, which actually is very, very important when it comes down to the early days of a new team, especially when you're being decreed the super team of 2017. So with that all said, the fact that it's all there, and you can very clearly see it in play, it does make the future look ever so bright.
On the other flip side of that is the mentality game that you kind of mentioned there, Flakes, for EnVyUs. That is a round that you so desperately needed heading out of the half that was stolen away from you.
Thing is, Happy was in a good position as well. I mean, I don't know whether it's so hard to say whether he was supposed to be there or whatever it may be, because honestly, we don't know when he timed out. We don't know whether it was just a complete freeze up straight away or what the issue even was. But the fact is, towards the end, if he was stuck there, he's happy days. He's on silo, can catch a follow as he's dropping. That makes it kind of 2 for 2 and starts to make it a very workable round. But at the end of the day, playing 4v5 sucks. Yeah,
it really does. And so some time will be given over to EnVyUs to try and sort out those connectivity issues. EnVyUs, you know, this is a round that, well, the next 2 rounds, really, if they find
it's the buy. It's all about the buy. The second round, you can certainly run through in terms of the force up, and if they can get it together. But the likelihood is, just judging by the historics of how EnVyUs played this series, they're going to get close. They're going to get a few crafty shots. But unless someone steps up huge, then we are going to see it go the FaZe way, which is why I hit straight towards the buy. If the buy falls short, they have one chance. If they mess it up, if a mistake comes in, if FaZe just outplay them with just that raw skill, then this game is done. This series is over, and we're on to our second of the night.
Well, Happy is experiencing those issues, so we're going to give him some time to sort it out, which means we are going to throw to a quick break, but when we do return, we'll have to see if EnVyUs can pull it out of darkness. We'll be right back.
game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
This is your chance to actually make it into the Pro League, be a professional Counter-Strike player.
That's the thing that Mountain Dew League provides.
Kinguin, you know what? If anybody has a shot at 2-0, it's Kinguin. Beautiful Counter-Strike. You usually only see that into the professional level of things.
We are one of the youngest team in top 20. Many teams can underestimate us and we can surprise them with our tactics, show our Polish power.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
It's going to be absolutely electrifying. I can't wait for this.
Indeed, New York is about to get doublet.
It is going to be unreal.
I'm telling you, this ESL, this is Electronic Sports League, is going to get nothing but bigger.
Be focused. Be uncompromising. Be the best and never hold out. Pick your event. Place your bet. No matter who you are or what you're here for, it's our passion that unites us. Betway, for the love of the game.
Very much, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with us with that little technical break. It does turn out Happy is not so happy. He will be leaving us here. EnVyUs going to be subbing in their coach, Malak, I believe, to finish off this game. So not really great stuff for EnVyUs, but it is the result, unfortunately, with the internet connection issues being EnVyUs's thing to solve. That is just the way things go.
Yeah, Malak isn't too bad at the end of the day either. He's a pretty good fit. He knows everything they're going to be doing, and also he's a player with rich experience. Back in the day of Source, of course, where he really showed his true colors.
And EnVyUs, realistically, in this game, haven't been performing. XMS has, but the rest of the roster not quite hitting those numbers, so why not see what Malak can bring to it. Harrigan holding up close, does look just like a bloodbath. Guardian looking to put the last couple of bullets into the side of EnVyUs. Oh, it's Sixer with the bomb. Just walking outside. Met by Nico's UMP. So that is going to be that round very swiftly finished. EnVyUs now with one more to go before they get those guns into their hands. That all-important round 4 to be the mark, I think, for EnVyUs to try and get themselves back into this game.
Yes, he got one shot, right? That's what we talked about, and that's what it will be. I'm excited just to see what Malak can do. I'm not gonna lie, like that for me is actually quite an interesting point because he's been able to watch the game from a third perspective. And you can actually pick up a whole lot usually with that. Of course, this one is looking like a bit of a bloodbath. EnVyUs being led on a bit of a journey that is then lambs to the slaughter. RPK at least stepping up to the plate, just fighting back against the resistance, but I'm struggling somewhat as eventually it will be the SMGs that rain on down, create a bit of havoc, make a bit of money as FaZe splash around as they move to 14.
You raise a good point there, Flakes. You know, yes, Malak has been spectating. He's kind of seen the issue that EnVyUs has been facing this game, and perhaps he can provide that fresh perspective coming into the game here. This is where it all hinges on EnVyUs. What can they bring to the table in this all-important round? Losing here is essentially just match point given over to FaZe Clan. So it has to be a big performance for the side of EnVyUs, and it can't be a performance to really be lacking.
Show me some of that TT Dragons Malik. That's what I want to see right now. I thought we'd escaped Insomnia, but apparently we could be back to I-45 as he tries to kick it off here. RPK, initial engagement towards outside, does win and out with one. Looking to see if he can work a little bit more. Guardian trying to see if he can sneak on around. RPK doing wonders right now as he creates space for a second entry. Karrigan waking up for just another return for the CT side. However, as Guardian, Karrigan, 6 are all combining. Pretty bit of a back and forth affair. Malik finds one of his own. Makes it a 2 versus 1 with a bomb going down.
Yeah, really important stuff for EnVyUs here. Only Guardian left alive, but he's done it before in a 1 versus 2, and maybe he'll do it again. AWP in hand, coming up that ladder. 6 are going to be up on the catwalk. Out of sight for now for Guardian, and look up close, there he is. Malak taken down swiftly by Guardian. All on 6er, spotted out, I believe, by Guardian. He is looking for the shot, and he will line it up. Very smooth stuff for Guardian, and that could just be the nail in the coffin right there. It was a noble attempt, the bomb planted, EnVyUs perhaps further than expected, but it is going to be round 5 and match point for FaZe Clan, ready to be taken.
Guardian just reading the situation like an absolute pro. Triple kill for him, doing wonders with the AWP in this game, Bearman as well. 23-9 to be exact on his stat line. Envy, they've got Happy back, he's just in coach. Question is he actually in coach there to help them, or is he coming back in? We're seeing a swap. But no, it doesn't look like it's going to be coming through. My dream had been crushed.
Yep, Happy going to be just trying his hands at coaching. AK's forced up here for EnVyUs. That bomb plant, really that last lifeline to start pushing forth and attempt to get some rounds back on the table. But it is such a long road to 15 for the overtime. EnVyUs, almost an impossible task. Going to be entering onto the A site. Nico taken down. Olaf able to trade one back, and it's XMS up close looking to try and find the frags. They've taken over A, but the bomb is not in their hands. In fact, it's in Karrigan's, and he's going to be looking to hold it away from 6er. Oh, he gets the bomb back. Maybe a bit of an issue there, the fact that they weren't able to stop that.
But Guardian, up from above, Karrigan can overextend towards outside, but actually does wonders with it because he finds the kill, makes it 2 for 2. Guardian can set himself up with a flash. 6er, sure he can be patient, but it's all down to timing. But no, pulls out a flash, Karrigan. Oh no, Guardian now Tech 9 to do it all, trying to channel in Olaf, you could say, back to the days of the history where Tech 9 was just so beautiful, but not today, XMS will say, as he gets himself a lovely 1-tap.
And it looks like Happy may just be rejoining us as well as he rejoins the server, looking to come back in place.
Oh, is he going to reconnect us?
We got the pause, so you assume that he is going to. Hey, there he is.
There we go.
So, issue with that, of course, is his connection good enough? I think for EnVyUs to push it back forth. FaZe, this is their last buy before their economy is broken. Very important round, of course. EnVyUs, every round from this point onwards is important.
Yeah, I don't think we need to state the obvious on just how many Envy actually need to get back-to-back flawless without a single mistake. I mean, I can run around and say the same thing, just different words all the time. What it comes down to is, Envy, you can't screw this up. You got to play perfection. AWP 4 rifles, you've got all the tools. You're hopping aggressive.
Pushed on up, but not quite able to find the frag onto 6er. Does a lot of damage. Nico spraying through the smoke does a bit more. They've definitely hurt EnVyUs, who are looking to push straight down towards the B side here. Might be just enough. Nico going to be holding up close in the vents here. Does decide to change his position. Instead, going to be holding far back. Molotov goes down. Leaves Nico stuck up here. Scream able to take down Karrigan. It's not going well for FaZe as EnVyUs have taken over the map. Now, with lots of time, they can just shuffle back out of Secret and make their way back to A site. Really just challenge all the angles as Olaf goes down.
Yeah, overwhelming each and every member of FaZe right now, not allowing themselves any sort of information. The minute FaZe think they know something, Envy prove that they are 1 or even 2 steps ahead of their opponents. Because now it's just Nico and Guardian, both of them trying to scarp around, see if they can get themselves a frag in the round maybe a bit of an impact. But ultimately FaZe, almost a bit of fish out of water in this one. They're going to be left back trying to find those closing kills, but that's about all they can achieve.
Guardian up close finds one. That's the second of his reign. A third for him. But it is just showmanship, and he does get taken down by Happy. Nico now.
You know Nico can win this, right?
He doesn't have a kit.
That's the only problem, but... Oh, if he hit that shot, then it could have been real. But, as you say, now lack a kit. That's going to be where it all falls apart. But he could have. He generally could have.
Very risky move by Happy, I guess, to move out aggressively. Will not be punished. EnVyUs 6 now. Still that perfection required. And when little mistakes like that, perhaps, you could argue, just shine through.
The lesson there is don't let an advantage get to you.
Right.
That's what it's going to be for EnVy. Great, you were in a pretty good lead, but your economy is everything for a start. If there's one round where you can't afford to get something perfect out of it, even when you win, if you lose a whole lot, it gets rough.
Nico going to be the only man with a gun and AWP, going to be pushing aggressively, and RPK is able to shut him down. That should just be the result of the rest of the round, really, for EnVyUs to take it and put it 7, unless something strange was to happen. Rain spotting out Happy with that jump, but can't quite connect his shots. Now his position revealed. Olaf has got the AWP back. Stranger things have happened.
I said that about 5 times today now. Seems to be the AWP and the pistols. Bit of a recurring spot. He is going to be nice and slow, just needle his way around the smokes. Happy. Finding one of his own on towards Rain, at least able to do some work there. As EnVy begin to sink their feet into this round and stand nice and proud, really, up against their opposition. Because that's what it needs as well. You don't just need courage, you don't just need wit, you need a bit of proudness, a bit of confidence about you.
Does seem like this break for EnVyUs has been crucial for just giving them the confidence and the structure to come back into Nuke here and really understand how they're going to go about it. Carrigan, 28 seconds, drops the bomb planter, but it's not going to be enough to win the round there for FaZe. EnVyUs getting slightly closer. Now it is going to be the M4s purchased up for FaZe. This is where FaZe historically would be looking to pause if they were to lose this round so that they can regain their composure and understand exactly what EnVyUs is throwing at them. I do wonder how EnVyUs continue to attack here, because they can't find themselves falling into the same routine here. It has to be initiative shown every time, or else FaZe will cotton on. Carrigan will figure it out. As soon as that happens, that's your hopes and dreams cut.
Nothing can ever be simple, is what they say. You always have to put your heart and soul into each and every moment. That's where you get what you want to achieve. That's where dreams are made. And that's where dreams come true. EnVy, on their way back. Nico, going to be holding the smoke, making sure they can't plow through door. Olafmeister, same story, both of them in crossfire together, playing in tandem. One flash, the other should be able to deal with it. And that's exactly what comes through. Nico full blind. Olaf finds one. Nico now feeling the situation as he gets one of his own. 6 over the quick trade, but Olaf doing wonders from the back of sight. But he's handled RPK, tackles him to the ground with an aggressive play with the AK-47. And that doesn't have Guardian invent, however. Catches off Happy and leaves RPK with it all to do. A 1 versus 3. Carrigan slipping in from the side.
All just collapsed there for EnVyUs at the end, and that will be FaZe taking a swift 2-0 over the Frenchies. There is going to be clean for them, and FaZe up once more. The victory continues. The hype is real here, Flakes, for the squad, as Olaf and Guardian come through to show that FaZe are going to be a squad to reckon with. Some tough times for EnVyUs for sure. Happy, of course, going to be fairly disappointed with circumstances, but that is the case. That is online play for you, and nothing you can do about it. Some highlights here for sure to see, especially that 2 versus 5. XMS, huge performances, but just wasn't enough really to bridge the gap for his team. His teammates just leaving something to be wanted, I think, for EnVyUs.
I think Carrigan just kind of stepped it up towards the first part as well. Then the rest of his team, they kind of rallied behind that. They did what XMS and his team couldn't. And that for FaZe really just kind of built up on that star power argument, and it all just kind of ran away from EnVy, really. I mean, you saw such a disastrous result here. Guardian being able to get himself just inside of this room, then with Happy just being so low, just like, you know, I'm just going to stick for the bomb. But then let's go, goes for the shot, and that's where the Deagle can spam away. So many tough rounds, so many ridiculously hard moments, but FaZe, they were able to edge it out every time.
incredible stuff, really, from FaZe. They're going to just continue their dominance here in the ESL Pro League. Once more pushing the boundaries of where they can take it. Another 6 points for them pushes them right on up. Pops them up to 18 points on the standings. And that's a really comfortable place for FaZe to be after a week of play. Still one more day to go, of course, for the first week. But man, what a performance. What an opener FaZe has provided us so far. Some ups, some downs for sure, but a lot of hope, I think, could be said around this Stream team. And for them, it's perhaps just only up from there as they figure themselves out. Carrigan controls them even further.
We look at it from an external perspective as the super team, but internally they look at it as, you know what, we're a bunch of just players that know what we want to do, and we are going to make this work. They're going to be practicing hard. Carrigan is going to be studying down, making sure that they are exactly where he needs them to be, but also managing them at a fine distance so that they can pop off. They can surprise even him. They can surprise the best as deliver those wonderful moments that we love to see.
Well, that will be EnVyUs and FaZe. Up next, we do have Na'Vi and Heroic coming up here for the ESL Pro League.